Attention parents and coaches. Do you wish you had a safe social media platform for your youth athletes? Fortunately for you, there's a revolutionary new app that helps with just that. Introducing Small Player, Big Play. Small Player, Big Play app provides young athletes, parents, and coaches a user-friendly sports social media platform. The app allows users to connect with friends, make new friends, create groups, text, chat, and post pictures and videos of you and your teammates participating in your favorite sport or activity. To begin, users can simply download and sign up for the app using an email account. Younger users have the ability to sign up using their smartphone and a parent's email address. From there, users can begin to interact and engage with other users of the app. Small Player Big Play app also gives users the ability to live stream full games and events. You can live stream your event so that friends, family, or anyone in the world can see you in action. Users can also share posts from the app to their other social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter. What are you waiting for? Get in the game and share your love of sports with the world. Download the Small Player Big Play app today.
Are you ready to listen to my dad Joe and Uncle Justin talk about sports? Now on with the show.
The Joe Mays and J-Raff Show is brought to you by Mays Sandwich Shop, which have been serving the greater West Lawn area delicious food for over 70 years. You are listening to the Joe Mays and J-Raff Show.
Boring.
A weekly podcast about sports since 2011.
Don't you ever get tired of being wrong all the time?
With a focus on football.
Sue, late in his career, is going to have his first Super Bowl title. Now, no wonder they want to call it Tampa Bay. Or Tampa Brady. One more snap, would you have guessed when this impossible season was trying to launch that you'd get it all in, you'd get to Tampa, and when the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady. I don't know why we ever think it won't. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a second Super Bowl title in franchise history.
And Tom Brady doesn't pass the torch quite yet to Mahomes, does he? No. Even though
you're looking at the greatest right there.
Now, here are your hosts, Joe Mays and Justin Raffoff. All right, welcome everyone to the Joe Mays and J-Raff Show, here with episode 327, but more importantly, we are celebrating our 10th anniversary here tonight. Yes, we get to debut a new intro as well. Unfortunately, not exactly the way we wanted it to go, because neither Justin and I wanted to see Tampa Bay win. Honestly, I think that's mostly because of Tom Brady, who has just proven over and over and over again that he is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know. I kind of reached this point a few years ago regarding Tom Brady of just like, what's it matter if he wins one more? In terms of, like, I feel, it's just like piling on now at this point. And not that championships don't matter, but, like, that's the attitude, or that's the rationalization I used when they were playing the Rams, and I kind of wanted the Patriots to lose less than I wanted the Rams to lose. And that was my reasoning, was like, what's it matter now? Like, Brady had won a bunch already. Like, what, how is it going to be any different? And I kind of feel that way now. Like, Brady won again. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I get what they're saying, and it wasn't so much there, but, like, and we talked about this before, but people who are like, who could have ever seen this coming? Literally everybody. Like, we talked about that. Like, he went to a stacked team. Now, during the season, there were moments where it didn't look like it might happen. Like,
they're having their issues.
I'll absolutely give you that. But, like, they were among the favorites in the NFC all year. Like, literally everybody. Like, everybody could see that coming. But that's not to take away. I mean, they played their best football the last 2 months of the season, and that's what you want to do. So, hopefully he'll just get tired of it at some point. Although,
yeah, it doesn't appear that way.
Right, I was going to say, also, when, like, you keep winning Super Bowls, like, it would be one thing if, like, he had a string of years here where they didn't, like, make the Super Bowl or something. You know what I mean? Like, that could maybe be it. But I don't know, like, it's not just, how, like, whenever there's records, they talk about, like, oh, somebody, like, broke the record and now they're putting it out of reach. Like, that's what Brady's doing, right? Like, he's not just, like, breaking the records. He's putting them out of reach.
Right.
Like, which is insane.
I don't have too much else to say, but we're going to talk a little bit more about the Super Bowl and our disappointment surrounding the Super Bowl here in a little bit. But it is our 10th anniversary, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yes.
327 episodes in.
I haven't been married 10 years. It's close. It's close. Like 9 months. But
yeah, it's
like I haven't been married 10 years. Yeah.
This show is longer than your marriage. That's crazy.
Yes.
Did you think both would be neck and neck? One likely to last longer than the other?
No. Yes.
Probably the
I
right
don't know
answer.
what the right answer is.
What is the right answer to say there? I don't know. But we are going to do a little bit of reminiscing. And a lot of these stories have been told before because we bring them up randomly throughout the course of the year. Something sparks that memory. But we do have a decade to look back on this show. And I know if, for those keeping score out there, we probably should be in the 500 episodes if we were that dedicated to doing this every week. But, kind of piggybacking on what Justin just said, we both got married just before or just after the start of the show, and then eventually had children, and we have, regular jobs and hobbies besides this that we get caught up in, and we don't get to do it every week that we would like to, especially during football season. But usually that time period from like August through early February, we're on. It's usually after that point where things slow down, and we don't feel the need to always do a show, because as much as we love hockey, baseball, basketball, football is our number one true love to talk about.
Well, and to be honest, for most of the last 10 years, talking about those other things would just be like more punishment, right? Like, why would we punish ourselves talking about Flyers and Sixers over the last 10 years?
Yeah.
Like, not every year, but the majority of those years, it would just be like,
Phillies too.
You're right. Sixers, there were periods during that 10 years where it would be like, hey, Sixers haven't won a game in 2 months. What do you want to talk about?
Well, imagine if we had started this show 5 years before that, in
Oh,
2006.
My gosh.
How
That
incredible
would've
to chronicle the rise of the Phillies from 06 through 2011 when we started. We actually started this show coming off of the 2010 baseball season. It was the prior to the 2011 season, and that was kind of the end of the Phillies.
Yeah, 2011 was
the last
it.
Last year that they could put anything together. Was the year that we started this show, and it's been all downhill for them since, and they haven't.
It's hard to
been able
believe that
get
it was
back.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, that was 10 years ago.
Right.
Well,
So-
like, Ryan Howard is on, and Jimmy Round. No. Ryan Howard and someone else might be Jimmy. I don't know. Are on the, like, Hall of Fame ballot next
eligibility.
year. Yeah, for next year. They were not, like, elected this year, but they will be going on the ballot next year. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like they're going to be out of baseball 5 years, like in a year. That's nuts. So
Now you can't see it, but I do have a picture up on a slideshow marking
gosh.
the first year from 2011, and it's just two pictures that Kelly took of us upstairs in
Oh, yeah.
what is now my second daughter's bedroom. That is where the computer room and the broadcast studio was, if you could call it then. The backdrop was literally our ironing board holding a Penn State cover or Flyers banners. The first 7 episodes weren't. There was no video. It was just us talking.
handing a mic
I do
back
not
and
have.
forth.
I do not have a picture of those first couple episodes where he handed like those old plastic microphones
Right.
that
It
they
looked
look
like
a straw.
right. I was gonna say it looks like the microphone that you would use on an old game show, but it was attached to a base.
Right.
You know, like, and you just kind of hand it back and forth.
I do not have pictures of that. The pictures that I have here are the pictures that Kelly took of us in those first few episodes. All have your regular microphone with the windscreen and pop filter, but that again we were leaning in to talk to that. I do have a screen grab from our first broadcast on Ustream,
Oh yeah.
which was on April 10th, 2011. When we did our NHL playoff preview and we went over the Ravens draft needs. That was episode 8 back in 2011.
It's funny to hear you say like episode 8. You know, when
Episode
we're
8.
like in the 300s.
327, yeah. So I just thought that was fun. I grabbed some of those old photos. And then here, this second one here is just a few of the studio setups here in the basement over the years. So the first one is one of our Penn State shows when we dressed up to honor, I believe, the late Joe Paterno. I believe this was early 2012 at some point, probably about 9 years ago or so. 2 mics now, so we've upgraded. Come down here into the basement where things have been for most of the last decade. Then the other one is us with the upgraded setup with the black background in the corner here. It's just fun to look at, just the way things change over the years.
Yeah, man. Like thinking back to some of the shows and setups and topics. Like, man. Like I'm thinking about some of those early ones, man. Like what we did, like deep dive into like statistical like stuff, like where we were like looking up all these different things. When we've done like the best of, and we've like put some. Oh man!
I remember we did a mock press release when we named Willie Mays the greatest baseball player of all time.
Yes. I saw you reference that recently in a tweet.
Yes,
when they were talking about the GOATs, I think it was probably Super Bowl related, and they were like talking about comparing the GOATs from different sports, which I know some people are like, well, the greatest is the greatest no matter what. But like, no, we classify them by sports, and we put Willie Mays and like.
I said Mike Drago is the one that I said, because I said about baseball. I said I feel like baseball's pretty tough because the eras are so different.
Oh my gosh!
You know, you have dead ball, you have long ball, you have steroid. Like you have a whole bunch of different eras, and honestly, I don't know if you transplant a guy from each one, if how well they're gonna do.
Right.
And that's what we kind of went into that when we did who's our greatest baseball player of all time, and we finished with Willie Mays.
Right, and it's tough because like if you look at it. And you're like, and it gets like this when you talk about quarterbacks too. But like, if you were to transplant like Babe Ruth as he was into today's game, I don't know that he'd be
that's
anything.
Exactly what I'm
saying.
saying.
But if you take Babe Ruth and you let him develop in today's thing, like there's no way to answer that question. There's no way to answer either of those questions. But like, you just look at it, you're like. It was just so different.
It's so different. Yeah, I mean, and I know football's like that too. Now that we've gotten to 100 years of football, like comparing today's offenses to the offenses from 1920 aren't exactly.
It was literally a big deal when they developed the forward pass.
Right, that was a huge deal.
Right, and it's just, but it is very different. Or like, look at basketball. There was no 3-point line, or you weren't allowed to dunk for a while. Like. Yeah, it's just very different. Very different.
I mean, we'll have to get back onto some of those shows. Maybe sometime this spring. We don't really have an agenda much. I mean, obviously, we're going to talk about
sometimes
NFL draft.
What I like about those is like when somebody has, I don't want to say a hot take because that has a negative connotation, but when one of us is like based on what we found, and it's not always necessarily what we think going in, but based off of what we find, and we like, oh man, like I've got enough stats that I'm gonna dig my feet into the sand here. Like this, I'm standing on this one, and I know people aren't always going to agree with it, but like you're not changing my mind.
Yeah.
Like the Willie Mays thing. I shouldn't say you're not changing my mind, but like it's going to be hard for you to talk me off
Right.
of Willie Mays.
It's interesting because we did a lot of things. I mean, I know we've done our best current and best all-time quarterbacks, and that was over 5 years ago, maybe over 7 or 8 years ago. That was in the first few years of this show. And honestly, I don't know that we had Tom Brady in the top 5 at the time.
Yeah, I don't think we probably.
But think about...
I would almost guarantee I didn't.
When we're referencing that, though, he's won 4 Super Bowls since then.
Right.
Or 3. Is it 3? Maybe it's 3.
You look at like how they've won those Super Bowls. Like, and let's be honest, it's a little bit of a like, hey, yeah, the Eagles won one. But like, the Super Bowl he played the best in is a Super Bowl they lost to the Eagles. He threw for over 500 yards in that game against an Eagles defense that had been playing red hot.
It'd be interesting to revisit those things down the line. So we'll have to put that on the agenda here as March and April get going. That'll be fun. We could talk about it while we're doing our next thing, which is we're going to be playing through NCAA 14 on
so
Xbox.
excited.
I have it all set up here. I've been practicing it here and there. I finally boosted. I am up to. I'm not at Heisman, but I am on All-American. And I have not lost a game yet. There have been some close calls.
Yeah,
as I've been texting you about.
I told you what was tough was, so I played a game and I won on All-American. I'm like, okay, and mine's a couple years older. But it's that game more so than Madden. At least at that time, I felt like the gameplay stayed fairly consistent. Whereas Madden, I felt like every year there were like kind of like tweaks that made it different. And not necessarily bad, but just
the passing cone.
Right, it was different from year to year. Whereas like NCAA football just was a new, improved version of itself.
They made
each
the
year.
option better.
Right.
They made the impact players better.
Right. So like I liked that. So anyway, I was playing, but I realized in my like dynasty mode where I go to be the coach, it's at varsity, but like I stacked the schedule and I'm playing like an SEC schedule as Florida Atlantic there, but
that's the thing that I think concerns me now is I don't think we should start on Heisman. I think we'll start on All-American. The thing that bothers me is that I'm able to do this on a stacked Penn State team that I've recruited.
Well, that's the thing, right? Exactly.
Now I'm like, man,
exactly.
now we're going to be playing probably a tough schedule with Florida Atlantic, who's going to have all like 60s and maybe a few 70s.
Right.
I have figured out that I'm much more comfortable on offense, but I'm pretty good at defense. They'll drive down the field, but I can get
what I have realized is
stops.
I am super gimmicky on offense in terms of like I will go like 4 or 5 wide receivers, like no huddle, like and
run the quarterback.
Well, and I like so basically if I get a favorable like defensive matchup, like if they've got one safety in and I go to this and I just hit the guy who's like running like the slant or the out, like basically thrown away from like the safety all the time. But again, I'm doing this with like my stacked team that I've developed and like, so like it works. So here we go. And this is not to jump ahead a couple weeks, but like when you're on defense, who are you?
Defensive end.
That's who I am.
Oh,
Okay.
Defensive end.
Yeah, because I've seen people who like to be the linebacker. I'm like, no
way. I don't trust myself.
Now,
to do that.
sometimes I'll be the linebacker if I call a blitz.
Right. No, I'm always rushing the passer.
I'm always the left end on the right side because you're on defense. You're still looking at it from the offensive perspective usually, but
yeah, I'm usually this defensive end. Yeah.
So, but
the defensive right end, the offensive the left end. Yeah. No, that's huge. But we don't have to pigeonhole ourselves or back ourselves into the corner. If one of us is more comfortable playing a spot, we don't have to do it.
We'll figure it out.
But we'll figure it out.
It'll be fun.
Maybe it'll depend on how things go the previous game.
Right, exactly. Like, because I may do one and you might be like, yeah, we're going to switch next week.
But I've been using, for a long time, I was just standard Penn State offense, Penn State defense, like whatever that is, because that's who I started as. But then as I started bringing in different coordinators, I started trying their, like, I think, not Art Briles, but who's his son? Wasn't his son a coach?
Yeah.
He came on board as one of my assistants, and I used the Baylor offense for a while. Right now, I've been using multiple D, multiple O, which I like because I'm getting a whole bunch of different looks.
Right.
And I'm very good at running the ball. I am on All-American. I am not good at throwing the ball. I throw way too many interceptions.
Well, see, that's where. So I was cognizant of this, and like a few times ago, I'm like, you know what, I should practice being more balanced running ball.
I was trying.
And I have been, but like, and you know what, I have more luck being balanced when I'm in a close game as opposed to just having my will.
So, I do want to just thank a few people here. Obviously, first and foremost, I think probably from the beginning, our wives for putting up with this.
Yeah, I
this
did think of
hobby
that
and
when you were like
shenanigans.
asking the question. I'm like, yeah, that's like 10 years of me like going like
Yeah, Sunday night.
Sunday nights being
be
like,
gone
hey,
for like
I
90
got-
minutes.
right.
Like,
Which again, 10 years ago
Not
was
as
not a
big a
big
deal.
deal.
No.
Now it's like,
a little bit
all
more.
right, hope the kids are in bed. Hope they stay down
Yeah.
because I'm going
Well,
to
I do
my
like-
friend's house.
It was fun for the first couple years because both Kelly and Jamie like actively participated. Like they would be
Oh, yeah,
watching
yeah,
while
yeah.
the show was going on, and we would get a lot of good questions from them. But that faded, especially once kids came into the picture.
Right.
That made things a lot more difficult. But
But now I can trash the Steelers without
without
as many repercussions.
at least immediate.
I say that.
They
Watch,
get delayed.
she'll get word of this, and I'll be in trouble.
So yeah, obviously, first and foremost, the two of them for just being on board with this endeavor at the beginning and it continuing for 10 years. And next, obviously, I think our parents and specifically our dads for sure
Yeah.
are usually our top two fans. Although my uncle, I think, gives them a run for their money, especially when he's not down in Florida. In these winter months, when he's at home, I know he's
Oh, man.
always listening live, and he keeps us in check. So
Yes.
to Jeff, Bill, and Rich, the three of you, and I know Cheryl, your mom's very active
Yes.
as well. The four of them kind of make up this core following. They're always contributing, commenting, sending us emails, and we very much appreciate that. Over the years, their dedication and spur a lot of topics for us, and they've been guests on the show.
It does make it fun, and also like when we're talking about something and we know like, oh, I'm gonna hear about this,
Yeah.
or like, or oh gosh, like, especially if it deals with the Ravens or the Cowboys or the Patriots, like
if those
I
teams
know
come
those.
into play.
and I know like, my dad. He hears these crazy stats and he'll always send them to me, and then I'm just like, I love it, like I love
Yeah.
that, like
It's great stuff.
yeah,
It really is.
yeah.
And I also want to thank my dad and May's Sandwich Shop for sponsoring us this entire 10-year run. Really helped at the beginning to get things off the ground because a lot of this equipment's not the cheapest, and I can buy a lot of it, but it was nice to have them chip in to help get things off the ground and keep things running smoothly and not have everything just come out of my pocket. So I appreciate that. And then recently, I don't want to forget Bruce Badgley and Small Player Big Play,
Yes.
stepping up to the plate big time this past year. I can't believe it's been almost a
Well,
year
and-
that we've
and,
been
like,
advertising with them.
Let's think about this. Like a year ago, where you're like, "Hey, Small Player Big Play's on the board," and I'm like, "That's amazing." Think about what's happened in the last year. It's
Yeah.
been a big year for Small Player Big Play.
It has been. And I know they're working
And-
out some kinks, and
Oh, yeah,
Bruce
yeah.
is always working on making
right.
it better.
But that's
so
like, and getting to know Bruce through some of this stuff, like the things that led up to Small Player Big Play, like, man, he is going to be all in. Like he is all in. He works so hard
That's
to get
his
it
baby.
right.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
his thing.
It's awesome to see it. You never wish for the circumstances that were in the
yeah,
last year,
obviously,
but like, I'm glad to see like that. That he's continued to be able to work and get those, continue to produce that.
Yeah,
that
put it out
product
there.
for
They're
it.
always
Yeah.
covering something.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Not just basketball. They're all over the place. I know in the spring they were. Last year they did tennis. I'm sure they're going to
Yep.
be doing tennis again this year. There's so much for you in the app. Definitely give it a try. Download it. Small Player Big Play. It's on app. Apple App Store and Google Play as well. So check it out. We appreciate them. They've been with us for 9 months now. And we very much appreciate their help over the last year, their sponsorship, and definitely encourage you all to check out the Small Player Big Play app on your smart devices.
Yeah.
Check it out for local scholastic competitions, youth sports. It's all on there. Definitely give them a look-see. So continuing with our Decade of Memories trend here before we get into Super Bowl talk and opening some trading cards. Episode 100 back in 2013. Leading up to that show, we were part of the Gilmore Henny Park Bills, which was a lot of fun. We got to talk with John Gilmore, who had been on the show previously.
Right.
He technically was on the show. It didn't get, for some reason, put out. Man, do you remember all those tech problems we used to have at one time?
All the time.
There's no wood for me to knock on right here, but that has not really.
I got it. I
been
got it
much
on the
of
tray.
You got the tray, yeah. Much of a problem for us over the last 4 or so years.
Right.
But at the beginning, man, there was so much stuff. Using the Blog Talk radio platform or trying Ustream and doing both at the same time. Mixler, there's a whole bunch of things that we went through, and one of them, when we were still on Blog Talk, getting John Gilmore on, that was a huge gift for us. We were so happy to have John on and hear his output wasn't going out live. We could hear him, but no one else could.
Right.
He actually mentioned it on Y102 then, the next day. He apologized that it didn't work. I was like, dude, not your fault.
Right.
That was all on our end for whatever reason. But that was really cool to have John on, and we helped that park build, gave him a show shirt. And then that weekend, we had the big episode 100, and that was the first time we got to talk to Chad.
Yeah.
And that was our remote broadcast at the church.
Well, that's I've been thinking of some of those remote broadcasts. That was a crazy one because we had a bunch of people there too.
Yeah, and that is my next slide. So let's pull that one up here. It was just it was so cool. I do have the picture up taken from behind us. Where Darren is up at the microphone. You can see the crowd. I mean, we had a standing room only crowd, and we had set up a pretty good amount of chairs in that room. All said and done, we had about 40 to 50 people there. We were selling food. We were selling swag. Had the mic set up for questions from the audience. Again, not without the technical difficulties, as Chad's mic wasn't making its way through. So, there's no archive of that show, proper archive of that show. But man, what a cool event that was.
That was a lot of fun.
100 episodes with a remote broadcast at the church with an NFL player.
Right.
That got a turnout. It was super fun. It was super cool.
Was that right after he had gone to Jacksonville, or in a year or so after he had gone to Jacksonville?
Yes, because
I feel like I remember asking him about some of those things.
It was
and he had talked about
so he had finished his first year and was working in his second year there, because I believe he signed there in 2012. So he had finished his first year with Jacksonville, was working towards his second year in Jacksonville at the time. So really cool to do that remote broadcast with Chad, but that wasn't our only remote broadcast, because then in the winter of 2015, we actually were recording and broadcasting live from Wilson's Minithon.
I was thinking of that today when I saw Thon going on and thinking about our 10-year anniversary here. Yeah, that was nuts. That was crazy.
That was a lot of work.
Yeah.
That was even more work than the first remote broadcast with Chad for episode 100. This one here in the middle of winter, Valentine's Day weekend. It was crazy. We went there and we were there outside of community hours. So we were just there with the students and the staff.
Right.
And we broadcast until midnight or something like that.
And then we came back.
And we came back at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
On Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And we broadcasted the final few hours, including the reveal. And the whole point of us doing it that way is because no one else was allowed to be there.
Right.
The community hours were from 6 to 9 or whatever, and then we broadcast from 9 to midnight, and then something 5 to 9 the next day or whatever it was, 4 to 6. I don't even remember anymore, but yeah, it was nuts. But it was a lot of fun too, because we got to talk to Ian Roth, who was in charge of Minithon that year, and a whole bunch of the football players that were there dancing. It was very, very cool.
I think we got to talk to some of the families.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. Man, yeah, that was I think about some of the things. It's just so cool how, thinking back to some of these things that obviously I remember, but it's just my memory isn't jogged that way, all the time. But man, that was a cool experience too. But I remember, man, getting up early. So many years I have helped chaperone hours at Minithon. They always send out a form or a spreadsheet kind of thing, and they're like, hey, if you can sign up for times, because it's a lot. It's a whole lot. I commend the students, first of all, because they do so much work for that. But, like, I also know, like, the advisors and, like, teachers that, like, go into that and that are there the whole time as well. I'm like, man, that is so much. So, like, I always kind of look at that as, like, how could I not, like, help out?
Right.
You know, like, so I always like to sign up for the hours. Like, I usually go back around, like, 10 or 11. Usually, like, 10 or 11. And then I'm there till, like, maybe 1 in the morning or so. You know, like, something like that. Those early morning hours, man, like, I think we went back. We started at, like, 4 or something.
I think
again.
it was. Yeah, because isn't it 6? Is it 6 to 6?
I think it's 6 to 6.
Okay, yeah,
yes.
we were definitely there for the end. So we must have gone. I think
But-
we did like 8 to midnight or something, 8 to
Right,
11 or
right.
8 to midnight, and then we did again from 4 to 6.
Right. It's just, yeah, it's wild. But yeah, I always really enjoy like being there. It's such a great event. The kids get so into it. I know that they're still hoping to do something.
It was
whatever
delayed
that is.
until I think May.
It's going to be in the middle of May, yes, because we had just gotten an email about it at school. Not that email, but you got an email about it. So I know it's scheduled for middle of May. So I hope things go in a trend where they can get some kind of event. Not having any idea what that may or may not be, but yeah, it is a cool event, and it's great to see them working, and it was cool to be a small part of it that year.
Yeah, and now that I've done a few remote broadcasts and my equipment has changed, I feel like if we would ever want to do something like that again, we could. It would be a lot of fun.
Right,
I always talked about, wouldn't it be cool to do Bulldog Hour live after a football game from like the coach's little like room above the training area. Wouldn't it be cool to just walk off the field and go do the show right away?
Right.
Now, we wouldn't have film. That's the biggest thing. Like, we wouldn't have highlights or anything like that. But to just kind of come off the field and just talk right away. Now, of course, if it would be after a loss, I guess that would kind of suck. But
just like that show sucks every time.
Yeah, every time there's a loss. Every time we talk about a loss, though. Although this year we didn't end with a loss. It's like weird circumstances.
Which is really weird, yes.
But anyway, do you have anything else to say to wrap up the 10th anniversary, reminiscing about just what we've been able to do?
It's been a lot of fun. We joke about this all the time, but it is 100% the truth. Like, the conversations we've had on the show are literally just the conversations you and I would have all the time. Even the ones where, like, it wouldn't be out of the question for me or you to send the other one, like, hey, who are your top 5 quarterbacks?
Yeah,
you know, or like,
right now.
Right, like,
tell me.
Or like, who is the best Philly shortstop of all time? You know, like, because I know there are people, and including a buddy of mine who is a diehard Phillies fan, who people will die on the Larry Boa thing, and I'm like, nope, Jimmy Rollins is the best.
Rollins, yeah.
And like,
you're gonna get my dad going.
Is that recency bias? Yeah, probably. Right, but
let's check the numbers.
right, yeah.
On the next episode.
Yes, but like, just things like that is just so much fun. But we have those conversations all the time, and all this has been for 10 years is just us sitting here recording us having those same conversations. Like, it is a lot of fun. It's never like, I don't know. A lot of people, I think, no, the people who know us so well know that that's absolutely the truth. But there are some people who know us, especially if they know us like outside through other things.
Yeah.
I think that surprises them a little bit, that like, oh, do you really like follow or care about sports that much? I want to be like, yeah, I tone it down for the show. Like,
right? Yeah, we don't want to seem crazy.
Right, exactly. I don't want to go overboard.
Yeah. I guess the last thing I want to say is I just want to thank the guests that we have had on. You know, recently Paul Roberts has been joining us, which is great.
It's been great having Paul on.
It's been a lot of fun to talk to him about the NFL season, the playoffs, the Super Bowl, his angle on the gambling, because that's something he's much more adept with and comfortable with than we are. Obviously, John Gilmore and Chad Henne especially, you know, he's been on the show with us multiple times. He's done a lot for us, both on the Joe Mays and J-Raff show, on the Bulldog Hour, and anything we've ever asked him to help out with, he's always been willing to do so. I have not reached out to him yet about doing something this spring. I was kind of waiting to see how things were going, both with him and with us, and, you know, the COVID makes things so difficult, so... But we would love to talk to him again. He always seems to have a good time when he's on, so hopefully we can maybe get him on the show. But for him to jump on a month ago, like, that is still, even though it was just like 6 minutes, he was the biggest thing in the sports world at the moment.
Yes.
And he took a few minutes away from his family to jump on the show and talk to us about it.
Right.
So like that is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that was insane.
So and that's what you have Paul who's been on here talking about like that's just who he is.
It absolutely is. And that's the thing, like while it surprises me we were able to get through to him just because I know he like it had to be a crazy like evening for him. Like it doesn't honestly surprise me at all that he called. Like you know what I mean? Like just because in the times that we've gotten to know him, like you've known him in a different ways than I have for a long time, but like, you know, getting to know him over the years through various things, including like back when I would work the weight room in the summers,
Right.
and he was there and he would just be like working out like as a community member. This is way back when you could still do that. Like he'd just be working out if it wasn't, and sometimes it was literally just me and him there for like 2 hours on a summer morning, like.
Right.
So yeah, we would just talk, but like, he is just that's him, and he's like that all the time. And I remember watching the game, and I think it was my mom or somebody was like, "Oh my gosh, he's got to be so nervous." I'm like, "No, he's not nervous at all." I was like,
everyone
I
else
was
is
like, I'm
nervous
sure
for
his
him.
family, his mom and Brittany and everything, I'm sure they're all like losing their minds. But I was like, Chad's not. He's ready to go. He's got this.
Yeah, he got it. He's good to go.
Me, on the other hand, I was a nervous wreck as well. Like,
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. It's just
expectations
we're
changed.
we're more nervous for him than he is during
Yes,
the moment,
yeah.
which he proved by doing exactly what he needed to get done to earn his team the victory.
That was awesome.
I did buy through the Kansas City Star that paper.
Okay, yeah.
And then they sent me the wrong one, and I haven't
Okay.
heard back from them. They sent me the conference championship game. I wanted to be like, yeah, that's all well and good. I'm glad you guys made the Super Bowl, but I wanted the one from when you beat the Browns, not when you beat the Bills. Could you please send me the proper paper? Because that one had the front page that I wanted. I have not heard back from them, so that's disappointing. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers it.
Yeah. I mean, I think just one other thing, like I really enjoyed, this is one that stuck out. I really enjoyed when we would do shows like our favorite like Penn State games or things like that, like where we did the events
we've been to.
events we've been to. That was so cool.
Yeah. Well, we're still waiting on one to add that list. The Army Navy has eluded us.
Yeah, but
we've been trying.
right, we're
gonna keep
we're
trying.
searching for that one. That one's on the active
It was
radar.
supposed to be this year.
Yeah.
Now, I was going to say, the way the game turned out, I'm glad I wasn't there, but because it was on the Army West Point campus, that would have been a cool one to be there. Of course, it wasn't supposed to be on the Army West Point campus, but, everything going on. I would like to go when it's in Philly, and unfortunately, this coming year, 2021, it's in Baltimore.
Right.
Or no, it's in East Rutherford.
Okay.
So
To be honest, that's the one I would want to go to the least. Now,
I've been there for a Penn State game.
given the opportunity, I would go. Was that when they played Syracuse? Were you there? when they
Yeah,
played Syracuse?
Bill. Was that Franklin's first game
It could
with
have been.
Hackenberg?
I
think?
wasn't there. I don't
Hackenberg
remember.
is a soft, I
They
think.
won, but
They won. It wasn't pretty.
right.
Yeah, I think it was early. It was. I can't remember if that was in.
My parents were there. I was
Yeah,
not there.
I can't remember if that was 13 or 14. But yeah, it was up in the Meadow. Well, what was the Meadowlands in the new stadium?
Yes, yeah, I know.
Bus trip Penn State Syracuse. Yep, at that game. So I would like to go when it's in Philly, and it is scheduled to be in Philly in 2022. So maybe we can make that
There we
happen.
go.
But yeah, when we talked about events, games we've been to, that was always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Super Bowl and Penn State games and the Orange Bowl that we just happened to cross paths at, which is always crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Every January when it comes up, those pictures pop up, and I'm always
Yes.
staring them with Kelly, Adam, and you, and just be like, "This is where we were." This year was 15 years ago.
I know. That's insane. That's insane. That was 15 years ago, and like you said, it was just we just happened to bump into each other down there. Like I knew you guys were going down, but like.
We weren't sitting together.
Right,
We
so
were
we're
on the same
80,000
trip.
other people.
Yeah.
Right.
79,000 of them Penn State fans.
Oh my gosh, that was insane.
In Florida.
That was insane. And I've been to 2 bowl games in Penn State. Well, I've been to 2 bowl games, Penn State bowl games, and they were both in Florida. And both times, it was like that. I remember when I went to the Capital One Bowl in January 1st of 2003,
Yeah, 3
when they
years
lost
before.
to Auburn.
Yep. Cadillac Williams.
And
Ronnie
Jason
Brown.
Campbell and Ronnie Brown on that team. As freshmen maybe that year.
Freshmen or sophomores,
Right,
yeah.
because the next year was the year they were supposed to be great, and they got smoked by USC in the first game and never did anything. But then they won the national championship the following
next year,
yeah. But we're sitting there, and Ryan and I were a section into what was supposed to be the Auburn, because that's one where they split like half and half. And there were no Auburn fans in our section. It was all Penn State fans. Someone stopped us at our traffic light and was like, "How far did you guys drive?" And we're like, "It's like 1,000 miles." They're like, "Oh my gosh!" They're like, and there's no Auburn fan here who drove more than 500 miles, and they outnumber us 2-1. Like they stopped us at a traffic light. It was
just different.
It was a cool experience.
Why they want Penn State in the big? Why it makes sense for the NCAA, as much as everyone hates them.
Right.
If they want money, Penn State is one of those marquee teams. They're top 10 draw.
That's why the games like the Cotton Bowl have been. I know the Cotton Bowl used to be a huge game, and then in my opinion, the Cotton Bowl had dropped off.
Yeah,
but it's being pumped up again because you get games like you can put Penn State in that game. And while Penn State's like, oh man, I wish we were in the Rose Bowl because we should have been in the Rose Bowl that year. But like, you know what? That being said, they got a good crowd to go to Dallas to show up for the Cotton Bowl.
So a lot of fun. We have we can reminisce about a whole bunch of things.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's certainly one of them. But one of the new things here that we're going to wrap up here in the final 20 minutes, and we can talk about the Super Bowl while we do this, is trading cards. They made a comeback over the last few months, have exploded. You've probably been seeing, these graded cards, old cards, rookie cards, especially autograph cards, especially on-card autos have really boomed. I mean, you'll be seeing certain cards selling for millions, many selling for hundreds of thousands. Obviously, Justin and I are not exactly at that level, but Austin's getting into card collecting.
Austin is really loving card collecting.
And I started getting into it started with those jerseys back in January when I had taken some of my holiday gift money, birthday money, and gotten some of those blind bagged jerseys, which was a lot of fun. I wanted to hang them up and I forgot. But I opened a Barkley, which is like we're literally talking about how I don't even know if Saquon's in this, but wouldn't it be cool if I got Saquon, because it's a list of like 120 different ones it could be. And the first one I open is Saquon, and your face during that reveal is just epic. It's on all of our social accounts if you missed it, but I just kind of went back through some of the stuff that was still at my parents' house and dug some old stuff out, and there's a whole bunch to go through, but a lot of the cards you can find aren't that expensive, so I've been buying on eBay and getting some of my favorites, and there's been a few other purchases too, and we found a local card store, and there's another card store opening. So kind of to celebrate, we bought a few boxes, thought we would open them while we talk maybe about the Super Bowl here.
Yeah,
Justin's got a smaller box of Panini Prism.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, you can go ahead. You can crack that open. There's a couple packs in there. These all were purchased at Mount Penn Sports Cards.
Which I actually got the chance to talk to somebody about that yesterday, because they knew that, because Austin was talking about it. It's my aunt and uncle, and he's like, "Where is this shop?" And I was like, "Oh," and so I got to tell him over in I think it's the Antietam Plaza, or is that what
I think that's what it's called.
But he knew exactly where it was when I describe it.
Yeah, so Tony Arnold's the owner. He's been doing it for a while now. Justin and I went in about 2 weeks ago, got some stuff. Went back yesterday and got some more stuff. Now, normally I know when you break open football cards, you're supposed to have a whole bunch of cameras and everything.
Yeah.
But those people are selling them, and these are for me to keep, so I don't really think it matters. So Justin's opening some packs of Prism. We'll see if we can find any cool rookies. I do believe there's at least one memorabilia card supposed to be in there. I'm cracking open the Illusions with 3 Blaster exclusives, parallels, 6 cards per pack and 6 packs per box. So we'll see if we can get any cool ones. Obviously, we're looking for Eagles and Dolphins, any hot rookies, Penn Staters, KJ or Ricky Tour. So
we've got, in this first one.
Okay, who we got?
We got Darius Leonard.
Okay, all right.
So, quality one there. Greg Zuerlein.
All right, kicker.
Yeah. And, this is interesting, because it says Dallas Cowboys, but that is clearly not him on the Cowboys.
No, from his Rams days.
Devin Duvernay from the Ravens.
Rookie, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that your first pack?
And then Kevin Byard.
Okay. Let me know if you get a memorabilia or autograph or
Okay,
anything.
yep.
My first illusions, I've got Christian McCaffrey. I guess
Austin got a Christian McCaffrey the other day.
Did he?
And he like freaked out.
Did he freak out?
Yeah.
The other thing I want to mention is one that's like in the process of opening is 610 Collectibles, which is run by our mutual friend John Christian and his dad. They're working on getting the shop and getting their LLC up and running. So definitely interested in talking with them. I know they were promoting our show tonight.
I saw that. Yes.
But we want to definitely support these local sports cards and then the sports card shows that will pop up. I know there's one coming up in about a month at the Berkshire Mall. Actually, I think exactly a month, March 19th to 21st. They're having a card show there. I believe 610 Collectibles is going to be there. So it'll be fun to talk to John and his dad and get into their business with card collecting. So I'm going to pull up a different camera here, see if I can show the cards that I just opened. Not exactly most conducive, but Christian McCaffrey. Again, these are all from Illusions. Oh, here's a J.K. Dobbins rookie.
There you go.
So that's good. Robert Woods. Uh-oh. I got one here. Nothing too major, but I'll go to the bottom of the pile here. Oh, got Kirk Cousins. And here, my first insert here is for Shining Stars, Tom Brady of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's actually a pretty cool card. It doesn't look like it's a limited number or anything, but that's pretty cool. Actually, I really like that one. Justin, it's like got this like clear.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
That's nice. So
and actually, there was another card hiding there at the bottom, and it is a rookie card for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So.
This one I just opened is Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, nice.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, okay.
Derek Brown of the Panthers.
That's a rookie, right?
And
Derek Brown.
Yes, it is a rookie card.
Nice.
And a Chase Young rookie card.
Oh, ooh,
Yeah.
Is that orange? What's
it is orange.
On the back, it might be if it's not on the front.
It doesn't say it. There's
No
been
number?
one orange one in each of the packs,
Okay.
but I don't.
I wasn't sure if it was if they were numbered or not.
I don't see them, but I'm still new at this.
Well, that's okay. And
But-
orange, it's a parallel. It's a nice parallel for Chase Young. That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good pull. So, all right, what do we got here? I am now rolling with. Here's a rookie for Brandon Ayuk, so the 49ers receiver. Got that one. That's cool. Julio Jones. Nice Julio Jones. Oh, Daniel Jones. A little bit of a Daniel Jones tear. Or excuse me, a Jones tear. Another rookie here. Here you go. Jalen Reagor.
Oh, there we go.
I need the Jalen to Jalen connection would do me well based on some of the cards that I've pulled that you've seen me pull. So, Big Ben. The Big Ben base from Illusions here. And another rookie, wide receiver for the Washington football team, Antonio Gandy Golden. So a couple rookies so far. I'm liking that.
I just got a Dan Marino.
Yes, all right.
An Isaiah Simmons rookie card.
All right. I don't have an Isaiah, so that's a
And
good one.
another of the orange ones, but it's Myles Garrett.
Oh, okay.
Not him swinging a helmet.
Not swinging a
No,
helmet,
no.
okay. That would be fun.
I like Myles Garrett. I shouldn't.
Yeah, I know. It's just like that will forever be with him. So, if I can get this pack open, struggling here a little bit. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, another rookie card. This one is from Indianapolis, just supplanted with the departure of Carson Wentz. But here is a Jacob Eason rookie card out of Illusions.
Oh, so I just pulled a Jacob Eason emergent rookie card.
Oh, nice.
Out of the Prism, yeah.
There you go.
So.
And here is Leonard Fournette, still listed as a Jacksonville Jaguar for this one.
I pulled a Jacksonville Jaguars Leonard Fournette in the same pack too. That's crazy.
How about this rookie card, Chase Young?
Oh, there you go.
Illusions.
There you go.
And now I think I got my big one from this box. Going to put towards the end. Patrick Mahomes, and Ezekiel Elliott, base. And here is I think the big one from this box is a rookie of Laviska Shenault with
Okay.
the rookie patch.
Yeah.
So great expectation, Laviska
Yes.
Shenault Jr. That is probably the big one that I'm going to get from this box is a Laviska Shenault rookie patch. So that is one of our nice pulls there. So we got a Brady and a rookie patch of Laviska Shenault. So I'm halfway through. That was pack number 3 for me, and I'm getting 6 total. Of course, I have another box to
I
go.
pulled
then, too.
a Dolphins, and you're gonna need to help me with this last name. Rookie card.
Noah Igbenegit.
That's it.
Noah
That's
Eyes.
it.
I call him Noah Eye.
Yeah, no eye.
Noah Eye. So here in my Illusions pack here, I got a Keenan Allen, DK Metcalf, Derrick Henry, Jared Goff. Oh, well, we got a Carson Wentz here at the end. But the one that I am most excited about here is rookie wide receiver from the Denver Broncos, KJ Hamler.
Oh my gosh.
So there we go. That is a good double pull, a rookie and a Penn Stater.
I
So,
remember letting Austin stay up last year during the draft, hoping that the Eagles were going to get KJ. And not only did they not get KJ, but then they drafted Jalen Hurts. And he's like, why are you not happy? Well, first of all, he was furious that KJ Hamler got drafted before the Eagles had a chance to get him. And then he's like, why? He didn't understand. And yeah.
Yeah, I can't
Now,
explain.
we all
either,
see
but-
how that went.
All right, Ryan Tannehill. Oop, I got something else here. Teddy Bridgewater. Oh, another. I'm hitting on the rookie running backs. DeAndre Swift, rookie card for the Detroit Lions.
There you go.
I got some insert here for Peyton Manning.
Oh, man.
Clear shots, just like the Tom Brady. So that's pretty cool. I like
Yeah,
that one.
absolutely.
Like the clear looking card. So that's a nice little nice little insert. A Nick Chubb. Oh, and I got the I'm rookie running backs, Jonathan Taylor. So now I've gotten Swift, Dobbins, Taylor, and Edwards-Helaire in this pack.
Yeah,
So
that's a pretty
cover.
good one.
I mean these are just simple cards. These are base. Nothing. Obviously,
Right.
they're not autos, but I got the LaVisca patch. So pretty cool. Pretty happy about that. I got one more pack here of the Panini Illusions, which I'd never opened before. Darius Slayton. Speaking of rookie running backs, Darrington Evans from the Tennessee Titans. Covered them all, huh? Oh, here's my own Devin Duvernay, another rookie. Not a rookie running back, but a big-time running back, Josh Jacobs. Oh, but we're back on the rookie running backs. LaMichael Pirine. And we're going to finish up with Bears linebacker Roquan Smith. So some nice ones in there. Couple rookies.
Absolutely.
I liked the clear shots.
Those were cool.
Manning
to get,
and Brady.
Yeah, to get Manning and Brady in
Manning
those.
and Brady. And then my the patch was again Laviska Shenault. I love the shininess to that card. I'll have to get a special case for that one. The rookies will be getting special cases too. So why don't I'll pass these over. You can take a closer look, and I'll hold up the ones that you opened.
Have them separated there so you can see which ones came together.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hold these up. Let people see what these prisms are like. So, David Johnson, Quinnen Williams, they're very shiny. Harrison Smith. And then here is the orange. I'm glad the orange Noah Igbenegany, the Dolphins rookie cornerback. So that's a nice pull. Then you got the Joe Namath, Leonard Fournette, and N'Keal Harry. And here's the emergent. This is a nice pull on the emergent Jacob Eason rookie. Dan Marino. Have that card. Bought that card, of course. But these are all very these base cards are not expensive. So there were some good finds. There's the Isaiah Simmons rookie though. the Myles Garrett orange. Very cool. This is one of the Mahomes, Rodgers back-to-back. Derek Brown rookie card. Oop, I dropped him. Guess that's not getting a PSA 10. But the Chase Young, I like the Chase Young orange. I'd be interested to see if that's going for more than $1 or $2. Chase Young rookie, the electric orange. Edelman, Stills, Traquan Smith, DJ Moore, Kevin Byard, Devin Duvernay rookie, Zerline, and Darius Leonard. So some good stuff. That orange Chase Young is the best from that.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
That's a good one. So, yeah, very cool. So now this is the bigger one. It's still Prism, so it's what Justin just opened. But this one gets me an auto.
All right.
So we'll see what it is. Obviously, the biggest one to get right now is Justin Herbert. He's the one that's demanding the big time money. My uncle just said he'll take that Brady card if I don't want it. No, sorry, that was a pretty cool card I'm going to keep, and I don't have any Brady on the Bucks, so that one's staying in the collection.
Oh, is that? I didn't even notice. Is that him on the Bucks?
Yeah, the clear shots one.
That's cool. I know. I just
Yeah, so
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
so we're going to break open this Prism box here. There's 10 packs with 4 cards. I'll try to move along quickly because I know we're running out of time. But while I'm opening here, do you have anything to say about the Super Bowl? Buccaneers win 31-9. Brady's your MVP.
I was a little surprised that the Chiefs couldn't get a little bit more going on offense, but I think they were too beat up on the offensive line. The offensive line couldn't get it done. They were unable to run the ball. Well, it's one thing to get some rushing yards, and they were able to get some rushing yards, but they weren't getting them when they needed them. You know what I mean? It's different when you run the ball because you need to versus when you run the ball because you want to. It can be a little difficult, and it just kind of snowballed out of control. And you're gonna have to play well to beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, and they didn't. They played their worst game in a few months, and that was that. They played a dangerous game there for a long time of falling behind in playoff games so often. But yeah, it was unfortunate. But again, I wouldn't say all that surprising.
Right.
I picked the Chiefs in part with my heart, but also I thought they were good enough to kind of score with the Bucks. And Bucks defense really, really shined. They played outstanding
very well. I mean,
because if you look statistically, Brady was far from lighting the world on fire. If you would have told me going into the game that Evans and Godwin combined for 3 catches for 61 yards or something like that,
yeah,
I would have told you Chiefs are winning that game.
Right. That's what you would think, huh?
But yeah, so it's unfortunate, but and what makes it worse is there's so many people. It seems like people are lining up because people want to go now. They want to go to Tampa and play with Brady to get those rings, which I completely understand. But that stinks.
Yeah, right.
Because that means it's not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. Who knows?
My dad says we don't have his rookie card yet. He figured his card might be valuable. I don't know if you have anything to say about that. My uncle said that he would take that Brady card, but I'm passing on that. But he does want to know, do you think right now, same 2 teams next year?
No.
Just because of the odds of that
right,
happening.
Just because I feel like it's unlikely. I'm
honestly,
not saying that they aren't necessarily the favorites in the 2 divisions or in the conferences, because I don't know who I'd pick over them. But you're telling me the Chiefs go to 3 straight? That's really hard to do.
That is
really hard to do.
And the Bills are climbing, the Browns are climbing, the Ravens are right there.
Right.
I hope my Dolphins are right there.
And I said, it's easy to say everybody's going to jump to the Bucks, to chase a ring. It doesn't always work out that way. They paid Chris Godwin $780,000 this year. He's worth,
he's gonna break.
He's gonna sign a contract. a lot more than that.
Right.
A lot more than that. So, yeah, we shall see.
It's tough for me to honestly. I still feel though I pick against the Bucks more than I pick against the Chiefs. It's just I feel like the Bucks have a lot more unknowns in free agency. They got too many guys they're letting go.
Yeah. I think there's still a lot of things that I think that need to kind of sort themselves out. Like, what's going to happen in the NFC South, for example? Like, man, the Saints could be in an interesting spot because a lot of people think Breeze is going to retire. What happens in Atlanta?
Right. And Carolina.
Carolina's interesting, but like somebody's like, don't count them out of the Deshaun Watson. I know Houston has said they're not trading Watson, but
they're trading Watson. It's just when are they going to finally do it?
Right.
Well, I broke up all these packs. I'm ready to go through them. Just again, thank to Mount Penn Sports Cards for helping with the hookup, being able to get in and grab these boxes to open these. Just something fun. Would love to do it again in the future. And 610 Collectibles, up and comer, getting ready to open. Check them out. Going to be a lot of fun. I know they're doing like private shows now as they get their store in order, but they're going to have a lot of cool inventory at the beginning, and I look forward to connecting with them. And I told John, I was like, hey, you want any helps with breaks or anything? That I got the stuff, I got the connections, I can get you out there, and I'm willing to help in any way possible. So, without further ado, I'm going to pull the camera back to me and run through these 40 Prism cards. There's these weird Kid Reporter inserts that have nothing to do with anything, but I haven't seen any of these. I know I'm due, besides an autograph, I'm due, I think, 3 or 4 green parallels, which are like exclusive to these types of boxes. So get any rookies from those, that's a pretty good sign. So up first here we got a J.J. Watt. Hopefully he'll be on the Dolphins. That would be nice. Hunter Renfrow, not a rookie. This is a green rookie, though. Thaddeus Moss.
Oh, yeah.
LSU receiver for the Washington football team. So that is the special green version of the card. So that's cool.
Randy's son.
Neville Gallimore, rookie card for the Dallas Cowboys.
Boo.
And N'Keal Harry. Cortland Sutton. DK Metcalf. Oh, here's a nice rookie. It's just a base, but still pretty cool. Patrick Queen.
Yeah.
Ravens linebacker. Then here's the insert Kid Reporter stuff. Joe Mixon. I'm not going to show all these. Montez Sweat. Oh, that's the Solid F2 podcast intro that I accidentally bumped. Here's a nice pull. Tom Brady, base hollow.
Oh.
Tom Brady with the base hollow. So that's pretty cool. A little bit different than your regular. I don't know if we could pop on the camera. It may or may not. I don't think you can really see the difference there, but it has the holographic, multicolor. So we get that at Tom Brady. Then I also got a LaVisca Chenault rookie card. So 2 nice Brady cards. Trying to tell me something, I guess. All right. Then we got a base Peyton Manning, a base Patrick Mahomes, base Mike Evans. Here's a nice rookie base Chase Claypool. It's a good one to have. DeMarcus Lawrence, Chandler Jones. Oh, I hit it again. Wow, just need to move that away. Here is a Austin Eckler hype insert. I've never seen one of these.
That's cool.
So that's pretty cool. Not numbered or anything, but pretty cool card. A rookie card for Eno Benjamin. A Ben Roethlisberger. A Jim McMahon. Adrian Amos.
There you go.
Penn Stater. Very cool. Oh, right behind him. A rookie card for Yetur Gross-Matos.
Oh, my gosh.
So I don't think...
He was back up at Penn State yesterday or
was
today.
He?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, I see our big one coming up here. C.J. Mosley. Bobby Wagner. Ooh, okay. This is not the autograph, but it is a pretty cool insert for Danielle Hunter, the Vikings defensive end. It's called Fireworks. I don't know if you can see that. Pretty cool insert.
Nice.
Thought it was the autograph. It was not. Here's a rookie card for Josh Ush. Michigan man playing for the Patriots. That's 2 knocks against you there, sir.
Strike 1, strike 2.
Tre'Davious White. Charles Woodson. And here's another one of those greens for Harold Landry. Not a rookie, but a cool pops, the green pops, just like the orange. But a T. Higgins rookie.
There you go.
Higgins rookie base. Carlos Dunlap. Harold Landry. And our autograph is not a rookie. It is for wide receiver Robbie Anderson.
Okay.
In his Jets outfit, but playing for the Panthers. So, sensational signatures, Robbie Anderson. That is the autograph from this box. The prism makes it pop. I do like the prism the way it is. I think my favorite of these sets, though, has been optic, but prism definitely does jump out. Jake Luton, that's a rookie. I got a Dolphin here and Preston Williams. Michael Strahan. Kawan Short, who I believe was just or told he was going to be released by the Panthers. And my final is a rookie, Gabriel Davis. So, got some rookies in there. Got a couple cool inserts. I still think you pulled the biggest one for Prism with the Chase Young orange. That
was a nice one.
That was a nice one. So, good stuff all around. That was fun to do. Got a couple of nice inserts here on the illusions, and that Chase Young is probably the best of the bunch. But got a couple of nice rookies. Pretty much got every big name rookie running back in the illusions that you could possibly get. Yeah. So I'll have to get those rookies and inserts into some cases and. So once again, thanks to Mount Penn Sports Cards, and keep your eyes out for 610 Collectibles as cards continue to skyrocket in popularity. And if anyone ever wants to get in on anything with sports cards, let me know. Would love to buy some boxes and do some breaks and have some fun, because you never know what you're going to hit. Because you can, it's honestly incredible what some of those cards sell for. Did you hear what the guy at Mount Penn said the other day about that 6-card quarterback rookie auto that I pointed out to you?
No.
I think he said it $6,500 is what they were selling it for.
Wow.
$6,500. So, yeah, it's crazy. And, now the odds of you pulling that out of a single pack are not big. You got to get into the blasters and boxes and stuff like that to find those high-end cards. But some of them do have a huge return on investment.
Right.
So, and it's rookie quarterbacks with patches or autos, like that's where you got to go. Those are the big deals. But if you get rookie base cards and you can get them off to PSA and get a 10 grade on them, you can get tens, if not hundreds of dollars to cover everything you invested into that. So it's the luck of the draw. It's just another form of a lottery. But it's fun to open, and some of the cards are super, super cool. So it's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to hitting up them every once in a while. So, all right. Well, anything else to add to our 10th anniversary show?
No. I mean, it's been a lot of fun, but we'll just keep it going. Yeah.
10 years down, another 10 to go, right?
That's right.
It would be fun getting to 500 episodes. That would be another big cool milestone. We probably won't do anything for like 4 or anything like that. Right. And to get to 500 is going to take us a few more years, but 500 episodes would be a huge cool milestone to get to. So that'll be a lot of fun. But again, we thank everyone that has contributed in some way, shape, or form to the show over the last 10 years. From our wives to our kids to our parents to our extended family and to our close friends that we've made over the years. We appreciate everyone that takes the time, every few weeks to listen to us for an hour. Be sure to like and subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Download us on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, SoundCloud. Subscribe. Leave us a review. We would love if you would leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. That would really help us out. 5-star review with quick comments. That would get us moved up into the rankings there and get us in front of other people's eyes. But most importantly, just to continue to come back. We appreciate it. And it's been a lot of fun over these first 327 episodes, and hopefully we've got another 327 or more left in us.
Yeah.
It's not like the sports world's going anywhere.
Right,
I was a little concerned last spring. Wasn't sure what was going to happen.
Yeah, there were moments where it's like, what's going on here, guys?
But we'll be back and better than ever again real soon. Next week, I hate to be off for 2 weeks, come back, and then say we're off again. Though we're not technically off. We're just not on this show. Next week, we're actually going to do our first episode of Season 7 of the Bulldog Hour. And I believe we're going to have Paul Roberts on for that one. What we had talked about, I want to confirm with him, but I think Paul's going to join us to talk some Wilson football. and get everyone ready for the 2021 high school football season. We always do this kind of winter update, and we'll figure out some stuff to talk about. We've got about a year from now, we've got a lot of Berks LL merger talk, but we'll get Paul's take on that.
I'll tell you what, I'm excited. I know that's a year away, but I'm excited for that. Just in terms of following high school football, especially outside of Wilson, because I know there are some consequences for Wilson in terms of scheduling and things like that, but I don't know. I'm going to be a lot more interested in a lot more of the Berks teams' schedules, just because they're playing teams that I grew up knowing and playing against and stuff like that.
Right. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So we'll get Paul's thoughts on that. We'll talk about what is currently the schedule for the football team, and who are the big name players coming back for another go round, and anything else we can throw at Paul or talk to Paul about for Wilson football for our first Bulldog Hour of Season 7 here, the winter update. And then we'll be back full go on the Joe Mays and J-Raff show. And like I said, 2 weeks' time. What is that, March 5th or 6th, 7th, something, I forget.
I am so bad at that.
Yeah. I guess it would be March 6th. So 2 weeks from tonight, that is when we will kick off our... we'll still be doing sports talk, but while we're doing the sports talk, we are going to be playing NCAA 14. Right. So we are still going to have a topic, which will probably end up being, pending March Madness, hockey, basketball, NFL free agency will be getting ready to get going in the next week. So while we play through our Dynasty on college football, we will be talking about weekly sports. So those of you, I know my dad was very concerned that we were just going to be playing a football video game. We're going to continue
Don't worry,
to talk.
we'll bash the Cowboys too.
We'll continue to talk sports while we play the college football video game. We'll try to censor ourselves because I know I get very animated while I play those games.
I didn't bring that up, but I was thinking of that. And you know what's been good for me is...
Austin's playing with you?
Having played against Austin. And so I also have an old Madden game. He likes to play that one too, which, by the way, every time we're the Jags, we sub in Chad Henne as the starting quarterback. It's that old.
Well, you have to do that. You have to do that. Get our boy in there.
Honestly, he's rated ahead of Blake Bortles. So,
as he should be.
Right. So, anyway. But we go with that, and, you can set the difficulty different for the two players in that. So... his is always on beginner or rookie, and mine's not. And so he will his AI is just far superior to the AI on my team, and it is very frustrating. And I have to remind myself that I'm playing against my 6-year-old son,
right?
Not to yell or get too frustrated when I throw 8 picks in a game because they catch anything within 10 yards.
Yes. Yeah, that was a harsh realization when I started bumping sliders and changing difficulty. Is my passing game went into the toilet very quickly, and I got very, very anxious to throw the ball. So I would pretty much become so running on first, running on second. If I didn't get it first, hopefully it was a short and I could do a quick slant on third down because I have no I have no deep game, none whatsoever.
So the 10-yard curl route is
That's your
also
go-to.
a big one because so often it's easy to read the defender if they're playing off, they play off, and so you can throw that short pass pretty easily.
I find myself, and that's honestly when I get the most animated playing right now is if I'm throwing a pass and they make a play on the ball. Well, the problem is sometimes it's the computer making a play on the ball. No way would that happen. Right. But also then being that's not where I was telling him to throw the ball. Right. And I know that's supposed to be, he might not have the statistic. The guy I'm throwing with is a 98 overall. Right. He's not going to short throw that or undercut it. Right. And I can't remember if this college football game had you can lead him.
Right.
So I'm always thinking I'm doing that, and then he'll underthrow it or throw it behind him. I'm no, why did you do that? Of course, when you're playing on freshman and varsity, it doesn't do matter. That.
Right.
But when you get up into All-American and Heisman, they penalize you for you have to be perfect.
Right.
That's why I haven't bumped it up to Heisman. I was I got to stick on All-American. I haven't lost in 5. I'm 70-0.
Oh my gosh.
In the 5 years with this Penn State team, and now I'm entering year 6, still on All-American. everything's right down the middle on the sliders. No positives or negatives for me or the computer. It's just the way it was meant to be played. But now I no longer have any Penn State rosters because I had downloaded a roster for the 2019 season, so I had a whole bunch of those guys on my team. Well, now I'm in full. No one from the actual real world Penn State is left. I do have a couple guys by the name of Austin Raffoff and Logan Dutt on my team.
That's right.
They both committed this past year. Oh, I also added Bo Prebula, Anthony Ivy, and Caleb Brown, all committed to Penn State. So they're on my roster as well. But it'll be interesting to see how I can continue to improve as we lead up to this next endeavor in 2 weeks, streaming NCAA Football 14 while we play.
It wouldn't be an anniversary show if I didn't drop something.
While we play the game and talk sports. But, yeah. How about, we started talking about this back in December, I think, about doing this as kind of a next iteration of the show. And since then, EA Sports is bringing college football back.
Dude, and I told you, and I'm not actually kidding. This may be the thing that gets me to buy a system. My system is older than this show. I got it in 2006, I think, the 360.
Well,
and I haven't bought a system since. And I joked with you. I was like, Austin's gonna want one. He just doesn't know it yet.
Want one, yeah. No, but you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
The nice thing is, it's not coming out this summer, so you can wait until the winter sales, come up next year, and you can be in the next, because the production at the beginning is always crap. Both Xbox and PlayStation went through nightmares in November when these new systems came out, but you can wait at least one full iteration of a year, even longer. You can wait till next spring, because I don't expect it to drop before next July, July 2022. Right. It could even be 2023.
Right.
We don't know. My hope is 2022. Right. By then they should have hopefully everything worked out with name, image, and likeness.
Right.
They don't need the NCAA approval because they got the college clearinghouse. They have everything you want in the game is going to be in the game.
And I'm all for it. Like make it happen.
Figure it out. Figure it out. I mean, I'll do it without name, image, and likeness because there'll be people that edit it and I can download and get the teams I want anyways. It doesn't matter. And that since they're doing that on the side, it can't impact EA, which is what they want. Everything will be super generic. Someone will go ahead and change it. I can download it. I'm good with that. But past the NIL, let them get a little bit of compensation for it, and then have it be an actual college football game like all the other ones are.
Right. And then put Saquon on the cover. They put those guys on.
Well, they said if they're able to do. Well, I guess if the guys are in the pros or graduate, it doesn't matter. They could do this, but
which is what they used to always do. When the guy left, they'd put him on
the cover, right? Well, have a college version of the Madden Ultimate Team, so you can play with these guys that you didn't get to play with. So you get to play with Saquon. You get to play with Baker. All these guys that came out.
Kyler Murray,
yeah. Lamar Jackson.
Deshaun Watson. Oh my gosh. Lamar Jackson would be like Michael Vick in. Oh my gosh.
All those guys that missed out. Well, how great would it be?
I'll just leave that down there.
How great would it be to have, because I think they've done this in past games where then they have some of the greatest college teams of all time.
Yeah.
And they didn't have the names, but you knew who it was. Right. Now they could do that. They could go back and get the names of the greatest teams of all time.
You could play with the 2001 Miami Hurricanes. Right. I know who that is.
Yeah, so that would be fun.
Quarterbacked by Ken Dorsey.
a lot of cool options out there, and kind of made me even more excited that we were going to be playing this. Now we know that there's a future game on the horizon.
Oh my gosh!
What
at some point, and I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. But we appreciate everyone for liking and following and watching and listening and downloading over the last 10 years, and hopefully Justin and I can keep providing some fun, cool, and free content for you as we discuss sports. And if you ever have a topic or anything you want us to tackle, send us an email, let us know, and we will get to that. Any shout outs?
No.
No, I don't think so. I will say happy belated birthday to my Uncle Rich. One of our big supporters was celebrating just about a week ago. So happy birthday to him. And your sister have a birthday recently?
Yeah, coming up. Oh, no.
No.
No, it was this.
Yeah. Is it right around? Actually, is it on my uncle's?
It's your uncle's birthday.
Oh, it is.
It's your
Okay,
uncle's
that's what I
birthday,
thought. I
yeah.
was like, I feel like I said happy
So
birthday. To
I
both
was
of
just
them.
completely forgetting like when we are.
How does
in the
time
month.
work? It is February, so.
Right. It was. Yeah. My sister was Monday.
Okay, yeah. So happy birthday to Andrea. Happy birthday to my Uncle Rich. I'm sure I'm missing someone, but it's just been a lot. It's been an interesting 2 weeks. So
Oh yeah.
just glad we're able to get this here and get this done, and wrap up 10 years and embark on year 11.
Here we go.
Playing college football,
Yeah.
which will be so much fun
Yes.
to do. So Bulldog Hour next week. Start of our college football dynasty with Florida Atlantic in
That's
2
right.
weeks' time.
Right.
So, for Justin, thanks again for 10 years, everyone. And we hope you'll stick with us for another 10. And we'll talk to you again real soon.
That's a wrap on this episode of the Joe Mays and J-Raff Show, brought to you by Mays Sandwich Shop. You can watch each weekly episode live on Facebook, Periscope, or YouTube. Be sure to like, follow, or subscribe to the show on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. You can also rate and review us on many of these platforms as well. We'd love to hear from you. Send your email to the Mays Sandwich Shop inbox at joemaysandjraff@gmail.com. The Joe Mays and J-Raff Show is a part of the JMNJR Radio Network, home to other productions such as the Bulldog Hour, Tangents with Friends, and Nat Chats with Dad. Until next time.